Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. It's the truth serum. Uh, First and foremost, thank you for you folks supporting, viewing, hitting the like button. I appreciate your support and everything. As you're aware of, trying something new here, kind of a rare occasion where you can get a mobster that is calling from prison, and I can put the phone up here and have you listen. But I always have to state that it's hit or miss because I have to put the title in upcoming video, and there's a chance that he also might not show up. I've been pretty lucky, and I figure it's lunchtime anyways, but when you're on the inside, things can happen. So I just want to state that I got to put on the thumbnail, Mafia captain joins the show from federal pen, but there's a chance it can't happen, that it might not happen. So uh, just hang in there with me, folks. And if it's lunchtime for some of you people, get a soda, a sandwich, come hang out with the Truth Serum. I really appreciate the support that you've been giving my channel. And I got a good community that comes in. I did an hour and 30-minute live stream. I get crazy. I go as long as my friends are in here, and that's all right. I'm kind of worried. I'm not worried. This guy's in his mid-70s, this Angelo, but I still feel that kind of level of intimidation. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I feel that level of intimidation. So it's weird after so many years that it's still that feeling. But I view a guy now. Of course, a lot of people might just say rot in prison and all that, and that's understandable. How people can have those views, and well, whatever his crimes were, well, then some of these guys deserve to do life. But I kind of just think about it in a more, I don't know, merciful way, Christian way. I don't know. But like, there's an old guy, he's forgotten. Thank you for the folks that helped me put money in this thing so he could get minutes on the phone, because I can't afford to put minutes on his phone just in lieu of he could keep calling me. I don't know what kind of outside support he's got. These gangsters, they're old men. They die in prison. They're forgotten. So I do appreciate the people that supported me, and he got the money gram thing, and I'm just trying to keep minutes on his phone. So when he lets me know that he could be calling me, I try to catch it live here. Maybe that would piss him off or not, but what are you gonna do? Try to have an exclusive here. Michael Candinas, how you doing? I'm the hardest working YouTuber out there. I'm back at it again. I hope Angelo calls. I hope he calls, and we'll see what happens. And if he does, there's things I can text him when he's got the time, but then there's like maybe some questions that like I want to ask him in front of you guys. For whatever motivation is like, well, I wrote a book, and there was a lot of things that went on in the book, and then maybe we can look deeper and see what he has to say decades later. But I'm happy that the man is still alive, because you get bits of information year after year after all that stuff crumbled to the ground, and then you don't even know what to believe. from anybody, including the government. You don't know what to believe. I don't think people really understand on mob talk and mob talk and everything. Yes, it's a entertainment thing, mob talk, and you got your mob hero personalities, but they don't. People watch these shows for entertainment, good stories. Some people want them to be legitimate. A lot of times they're not. And when people try to do fact finding and look up the government information and they think they could hang their hat on that, it might be true sometimes, but more than often, uh, it's not. They manipulate. They manipulate information. Uh, you got like R.J. Roger is real good with Mikey D. He's real good on that historical stuff. R.J. Roger is great. Jeff Nadeau has all that historical information and other types of stuff. R.J. Roger doesn't do it, but Jeff Nadeau does it where he gets cute once in a while and he can't understand the flavor because he has to realize he was never a gangster or he never rubbed elbows with them guys back in the day. So he can only give his editorial on it. I think sometimes in these people's minds they get a little carried away and they cross the line a little more. You'll never be a gangster, bro. You never rubbed elbows with these guys. You can be a great expert on the subject. I put more credence on R.J. Roger, way eons above anybody else out there on YouTube. R.J. and Mike DiLeonardo, I put more on them. Not that I'm trying to insult Jeff Nadeau, but he gets a little crazy on there where he doesn't need it. He's got enough supporters. He's got enough whatever he's got. He wasn't around it. So when you're removed from it, it doesn't matter how much information you gather and then you get a little ego, and it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. You just never were around a gangster, and you'll never be a gangster, number one, and you were never around real gangsters. And so just don't cross the line. That's all. I watched him a couple times and he was acting cute. I mean, yeah, you interview Merlino and say you could do those interviews and everything, but at the end of the day, don't get cute because then you look like a Mama Luke. So stay in your lane. That's all. Someday you'll be as good as R.J. Roger. He's a Hall of Famer. Don't be a Hall of Shamer, bro. I'm not trying to insult you, but so David Lopez, how's it going? We got Arizona in the house. We're getting them in there. I hope I get Angelo, to call. I've been lucky. I've been lucky thus far. I've been lucky, and he's got this track phone, and maybe but I can't carry that burden of however he acquired a phone, and maybe there's a bill that then the minutes, you want me to pay for the minutes when we talk, even the text minutes when I'm not on here. I can't, thank you, Team Brossman and Baby A and Sai Yin. Thank you for helping me with that. But it's like I still feel intimidated by him. I need minutes. I need minutes. I need minutes on my phone. Hello. I need gas in my car. I'm sorry, Angelo. I need gas in my car. Jeez. I'm not one of them guys that walked away with, like some other people we know. So we're just waiting, David and Mike. And if he calls, he calls. It's hit or miss. I've been lucky to catch him, and where it goes, it goes. Trying to do something rare here. It's an opportunity. Uh, he's in his mid 70s. He's up for parole in 2031. So Angelo's gonna die in prison. That's the way. Hey, sad boy, Mez. Mm. So, yeah, so, and we had like I mentioned before, me and Angelo, there were good times, bad times, and there were scary times. And I'm glad he's alive at least. But I don't mean to be morbid or sacrilegious. And he didn't rat, first and foremost. He didn't rat. That's why I see these other MobTube channels, and it burns me up that they rat it, and now they're hustling YouTube and everything, and this guy didn't rat, and he's eating ramen noodles, and I gotta try to send him money for his phone. What a contrast. Just for dignity that you didn't rat, if you lost your family and your freedom. He's on a 22-year stretch right now, 2002. It's tough. He could have read it first. He could have read it first, and he didn't. And like he said on the other video, uh, they were lined up. They were in line to rat against him. Yeah. Yep, David. That's what it is. Respect for people who's down. Yeah. I guess some people, when you take the oath, you put your mob family first before your personal family. And there's a guy rotting in prison. That's an example. You know, and that's the reality of that. Try to show some different things here on the Truth Serum, and my community is good enough, and I don't care what the numbers are or whatever. But when you're riding with me, you can get a couple Scooby snacks like this, and that's all. That's all. These Mama Luke these rat Mama Lukes with their channels, they got no personality. They can't run it down like the Truth Serum. Come on, folks. All right, forgive me. Forgive me. As far as historical people, RJ Roger is the man. I don't know if I insulted Jeff Nadeau, but he gives a lot of historical knowledge, crosses the line a little bit. But that's a hustle too. I mean, I could talk about studying to be an astronaut, but I could have as much knowledge on uh, uh, aeronautics, but I will never be an astronaut. So you could be an expert on a topic, but you will never be an astronaut. So Jeff Nadeau gets a little cute once in a while, but I'm not trying to insult him or anything. So yeah, they're Mama Lukes. You said it, Sean City. I gotta say it. I view it as a Mama Luke, please. And then I try to spread love and compassion at the end of the videos. And it's like, well, Jojo, you're all over the board. You're talking smack about this, that, and then you try. Well, hey, I'm only human. I gotta ask for forgiveness. I gotta ask for forgiveness. But you don't realize I'm trying to demonstrate and show the people the fallout. See, MobTube came on social media, and people want the entertainment and or legitimate stories, but the psychology of it is, do you just forget about when you see Mike Francis and Sammy the Bull and these guys? Do you just forget about the people they ratted on? And they're stored away in these federal penitentiaries all over America doing life. Does MobTube just dismiss that and forget about it? And and who cares? Who cares? Just buy what they're selling, believe their stories, and then you got a right to. But I'm a thinker. I'm a thinker. My mind is beyond those goofballs. The mob heroes on YouTube are rats. And I got a guy like Ange that is on the other end of that. You'll never see it anywhere else. You'll never see that anywhere else. So, well, Joe, that's understandable. If they were mobsters, then they were good con artists. Well, no kidding. They all got millions of subscribers. No kidding. Yeah, that's an argument. But you can't just dismiss a lot of this mob stuff as entertainment. You can't just dismiss. I had a front row seat to some of that stuff. So I take offense to some of these clowns on YouTube, and I take it more personal in defense of guys like Angelo that can't speak out for themselves. He didn't even know what the hell YouTube was. He didn't even know. Yeah, that's what we have here, folks. But thank you for riding. We got 13 people in here, and please forgive me if he doesn't call. I'm sorry. I'm just trying. I'm trying. Guys are locked up. I don't know if they come and get him and bring him somewhere or what. Thank you, Sad Boy Maz. So, hello.
Hey, Joe. It's Angelo.
How you feeling, buddy?
Okay. Another day.
Oh, you sound like you got the flu or something, bro.
No. We smoke, Joe.
You smoke?
We smoke. We still smoke.
I smoke like a chimney. Yeah.
You still smoking?
Yeah. I can't stop. Caffeine and nicotine.
How old are you, Joe? No.
I'm 60.
Gee, 60 years old. Oh, I probably haven't seen you since the 90s, probably the early 90s. So 30 years ago.
Yep.
Jeez.
I it seems like I got so much things I want to say. And I don't know why I kind of still feel intimidated by you. I don't know why. Maybe forgive me for saying that, but it seemed like did you ever really did you ever really like me? Or it's stupid, but did you ever
Joe, what the fuck are you talking about? You're nuts, Joe. You don't even know what happened, do you? They had to sit down. They had to sit down for your life.
Nobody told me.
Yeah. Sam was there. Sam was at the sit down. He didn't speak up for you once.
Sam
didn't speak up for you once. You know what the sit down was for?
No.
You don't remember Gino?
Yeah.
White hair Gino?
Yeah.
He had the white hair?
Yeah.
He had the younger wife, Tina.
Yeah.
She was probably in her 20s.
I remember.
They said that Tina, you had slept with Tina.
No, I didn't. She was always trying to make advances on me. But no, I wasn't that stupid. I wasn't desperate to go. That'd be the last person. You cracking jokes?
Well, Gino brought it to the table. He brought it to New York.
That's insane.
Yeah.
She was a Jezebel.
I was at the sit down, Joe. Gino was at the sit-down, Joe.
Wow.
Sam was at the sit-down, Joe. And afterward, that's when your godfather got involved.
Okay.
Mickey, your godfather, Mickey?
Right.
From Brooklyn?
Yes.
He got involved after.
All right.
But I stood up for you in that sit-down.
Well, thank you, man.
I stood up for Joe and said Joe would never do that. They had no proof.
Yeah. There was a couple others running around in there trying to be loose and everything else. I could have, but I didn't tell you guys or anybody else because it was just a bad situation anyways. It's a lose-lose situation. Oh, this lady's hitting on me, and they're gonna say, "Oh, really? You're trying to go after her?" I wouldn't have done that. At least you knew I wouldn't have done it. Thank you.
Well, I stood up for you, Joe. So you talk about, a lot of stuff went on, Joe. A lot of stuff went on. You knew 5 to 10% of what was going on.
Right.
Sam was in trouble.
Okay.
Sam was in trouble. New York didn't know what Sam was doing.
I understand.
They didn't know. They had no idea what Sam was doing. So he was an old man. I mean, I don't know, what was he? He was probably close to 80 years old back then.
Yeah.
So he was an old man.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of guys there that were doing all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Running wild.
Yep.
So it was a big disarray up there.
It was a motley.
You were around.
There was a motley crew. Yeah. Well, I appreciate sticking up. I don't think Mickey never told me.
Well, Mickey, there's a lot of stories about Mickey. I mean, Mickey, he was with us.
Yeah.
But they farmed him out everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey was a valuable guy back then. Very, very valuable.
Yeah.
That's why you got out. Yeah. Joe, you weren't getting out. You weren't getting out. What do you think happened to the guys before you?
Well, I used to think about things and everything, but...
How many guys you think were before you?
I know. And when it came to bringing the bread and milk and stuff, I started figuring things out a little bit better. That, why was that task open? Why was there an opening for those duties?
Joe,
I wasn't...
Joe, we followed you. We followed you. You remember on those backcountry roads?
Yeah. Yep, I remember.
You ever see a car behind you?
Yeah, and then I would try to play games and slow up and speed up and pull over. I pulled over the one time in that little gas station area, and I didn't know if I was going to get ambushed or not. But I heard things after that and whatever. But I went back to the club. And I says, nah, I can't deliver no bread and milk. And Sam started screaming, told me to not be a little sissy.
Sam had a lot of problems towards the end. Sam could not stop anything. Everybody's running wild in his crew.
Yeah.
He couldn't stop anything. So he had a lot of problems. And you solved a few of his problems. It bought him more time.
Yeah.
He had a lot of problems down there. That's why I say you only knew 5-10%.
Yeah.
There was problem after problem up there.
That's why I didn't want to know anything. But I got mad. I got mad, which I shouldn't have had, and I said, "You can't control any of them guys." And he says,
"Who did you say that?"
Sam. Yeah. He smashed the table and everything. I thought he was going to try to strike me. But
yeah, he was a dangerous guy, Sam, but he was old.
Yeah.
He was old then. He was old, and his family had that place.
Okay.
He had relatives at that place watching.
Mm-hmm.
He had the barmaid. He had other relatives in the house next door.
The barmaid, one of the barmaids was his niece.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember her name, but yeah, they had her and other neighbors were his relatives.
Right.
He had that place surrounded.
Yeah.
When you're out in the parking lot, Joe.
Yeah.
They're watching everything. When you're peeking around doing this, everybody from the area is watching you. He had everything locked down around that place. That club was all locked down, all his family.
Yeah.
Everybody. You didn't even know who the neighbors were, did you?
No, I just tried to mind my own business, come and go, and just do my thing. Get in there as fast as I could and get out of there as fast as I could. Because guys like you, please forgive me, but you gave me some hard times. But forgive me, but, you know.
Joe, we were under a lot of pressure. We got sent down there. Everything was in disarray. There was a rodeo there.
Yeah.
We didn't know who's who went bad. A lot of guys went bad.
Yeah.
There were feds everywhere down there.
Yep.
A lot of guys went bad. There were a lot of broke guys that were whatever. They were busted from gambling rings, drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They were bust outs, total bust outs.
Yeah, they were a lot of the guys around. I don't mean any disrespect, but they were degenerate gamblers, you know. They were degenerate gamblers, always crying about losing on the games and who they owed and everything else.
Joe, you know how much money they owed Sam?
No.
They owed Sam hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands. He tried to keep them quiet.
Right.
He tried to keep them at bay. He knew that the feds were going to be after them. He knew that down in New York they're going to be after him. He had every side he had a problem with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was almost 80 years old.
I could see stress on him and everything because we'd have lunch and dinner and we got close, but he was stressful.
The guys thought you were working with the feds.
I wasn't. I wasn't. No. Just because that girl come around, she come around for that Robert K. that came into the office on his work release, and she came around to make sure that he was doing work release at the steel office.
Joe, they came in one day with pictures of you with the girl.
Well, yeah, me and her got friends.
They came in the club.
Yeah.
And showed the pictures on the table.
Yeah. I didn't know if Sam was in cahoots with her at the end of the day. I'm thinking about this stuff 30 years later, but I never said anything. All I ever said is I deliver milk and bread. Do whatever you want, Cinderella. Do whatever you want. But she actually liked me personally.
There was a lot of stuff with the club. We could talk about it at some other time, but the club was bad. They had bugs all over that club.
Yeah.
How did Sam not know there was bugs in that club?
I know. Sometimes I think he knew more than the rest of us. I'm not trying to put him on whatever, but, you know, it was a turbulent time, and I bit off more than I could chew, and I just wanted to just be done with it. You know, I had degrees in college and stuff like that. I got greedy and was just trying to make a little extra money, but, you know.
Yeah, man, nobody really wanted you there. I mean, that was the problem. Nobody wanted you there. You didn't really belong. I mean,
right.
These guys, these were bad guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad guys there, you know.
Yeah.
You were dealing with very, very bad guys in that place at that time.
Yeah. Well, you know, that Steph come around, that the agent there, she was there for Robert K.
I know, Joe, we know that everything was fine.
Right.
But these guys, they wanted to blame whoever they could to get money, power, whatever. They wanted scapegoats. Those other guys were busted out, Joe.
Yeah.
They had no money. They had nothing.
Wow. Did did you do any bids? You've been in since 2000. You've been in since 2000.
Joe, Joe, I gotta go. The guy's call. I gotta go. I'll have to talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Gotta go. Kind of crazy, folks. He still intimidates me, like, but yeah, I don't know what to say, but what do we got here? Mob Rats 1, Sad Boy Maz, Baby A. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel intimidated by him, but what can you do? What can you do? They were out to smash me, but my Godfather saved me from it. Uh, what the heck? I gotta have another cigarette. I'm sweating. But yeah, that's Angelo. Gonna go up for parole in 2031. He'll be 82, I reckon. But oh well. Have a smoke with me, baby. Hey, I don't know what to say. It's questions over the years that you think about, but I did get traumatized, psychologically speaking, and maybe it's good just to hear. Maybe I already knew some of these things he's telling me, but then again, uh, he said nobody liked me. What the heck? I try to promote love and compassion, but nobody like what? There is no love in that game. Like there's no crying in baseball. There is no love in that game. There's no love in that game. There ain't no love in that game. You know, I don't know. Uh, but that Gino and that Tina, you see, some of these women. Now, I wasn't a homemaster because there's enough women out in the regular world, and they would come in there and get drinking and 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 speak uh, kind of fresh to me. And then what they do, because I don't approve of their advances, is they go back and tell Gino and go, "Oh, that JoJo was in the club hitting on me." Really? You know, evil woman. I mean, holy cow! It happened another time too. If I thought long enough, it happened many different times. Many different times when it got to that. Because a lot of the women and daughters and people in there, they had an attitude of like free reigns of the high life and talking smack, and they got powerful fathers, and a lot of them took advantage of that in some fashion, and others just remained chilled out. But that Tina was bad, you know. Hey, Mr. Brossman, how you doing? How can we get him some commissary? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to come on here and keep begging for the guy because one of these days he's just not gonna, and maybe Rick or Patty will tell me whatever his fate is. He's old. He doesn't sound like he's in good health. But I'm doing my best to keep minutes on his card, and maybe we can hear him say some other things. I'm curious about, I mean, personally curious about things pertaining to me, but you know, I can't, this is supposed to be, he doesn't know what I'm doing. He doesn't know what I'm doing. So, oh well, I'll try to keep him in the game as long as possible. Yeah. And they didn't, they knew I would rap, you know, it's okay, baby A. You have a great day. Much love to you, baby A. Stay great. But sometimes I wonder, Sam might play both sides of the fence. played both sides of the fence. I don't know. These crews and families, that time, that era was changing from the RICO statutes, and it was changing where any minute you thought you could just get cuffed and stuffed and go do 20, and that paranoia came, and it'd be a disgrace if I thought that he was in the mix with them. Because he knew that Fed Steph that was coming to the office for Robert K. And I got real nervous and everything because maybe I went to lunch with her, just personal and friendly, because I told her many times, I don't know, whatever. I just run around. I'm an educated person, and she was like, well, you got to be careful with it. We were personal on that level. But I never said anything. I wasn't in the know on privileged information of what was going on. That's all. I got to do that story again about Robert K. That piece of crap that came into our office, and a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff with that Robert K. That clown. Yeah, he robbed his parents' life savings and blew it on the Super Bowl. He bet it all on the Bills, and he blew some money, or he blew other big major events or something. But he was a degenerate gambler. He was Polish, but um, he was friendly with Mike S. that was in the office, because he was in a when he was still in prison, he was calling the office and acting like he's been studying the stock market and everything in prison, and they were going to hustle another gangster from another geographical area, Tony M. And which he did tried to hustle. I'll refresh them stories. I'll refresh those stories. So a lot of different actions going on in between. But I told Mike S. in the steel brokerage office that was, part of a gambling. I told him, what's he doing in here? But he was on this scheme hustle to get this other gangster to invest all this money to put in the stock market and clean the dirty money up. And that got convoluted. Because the guy, come on, folks. It doesn't matter if she was hot or not. It doesn't matter if she was hot or not. Well, okay, she was a 10. But you guys are looking at it the wrong way. So it wasn't about her look and looks at everything. She actually had a heart. Where she knew really what I was doing. I trying to make money, trying to sell steel, run a couple errands, and then she worried a little bit. She worried, like, I think you might be a little green here, Joe, but and they had everything wired up. See, she might have been listening to conversations on wiretaps that, which I know, but I'm not, whatever. By the book. I ain't gonna unwrap all that shit. So, well, that's that. As fast as he comes in, as fast as he leaves. But he doesn't sound good. The poor guy. So, for all you Mike Francis fans and Sammy the Bull Gravano fans and all their followers and everything else, yeah, I said it a million times. Yeah, those are your mob tube heroes. To me, they don't even qualify as a human being. Forget about the mob and YouTube. They don't qualify as human beings to me at all. At all. it's so transparent that when you escape that life and they're older men, just leave it alone. Go live your life out. No, they want to go on YouTube and spew all that stuff as being the most recognizable rats on planet Earth. So Sigmund Freud would say they got problems. Uh hey Chris. So that's that. She was a Fed. She was a Fed as far as I believe. When she first come into office, she came with another guy, and they were looking for Robert K because he got out of a federal prison in Texas, and he said he was going to do his work release in our office, which was a steel brokerage. So it was going to be easy for him to do his work release. And so she came with another guy at first, and then she came by herself after that. I believe Sam already knew who they were. And as far as Angelo, I don't know. But Angelo, maybe that district went to Angelo and Angelo told them no. And now he's still sitting in prison for 22 years. I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm just guessing. But like he said in the other video, he said they were standing in line to rat on him. You didn't rat, then you let another guy rat on you, and now you're going to die in prison. I don't. But those old timers, they put the mob life first, and some stuck to it. Some stuck to it. Them dinosaurs are all dying in prisons around America today. They're all 70s and 80s, 80 years old. So that's that. So I appreciate everybody that came in here. I kind of feel bad that, I don't know, mixed emotions about that kind of stuff. So, oh well. So this ain't gonna be any marathon. I gotta chill out and process things. I appreciate the people that come in here. Share the video and hit the notification bell, so you'll know. Hit the notification bell because this way you'll be on alert and to see the notification if Angelo lets me know he might be calling at 10 or noon or 4 or so, we could catch him. This isn't easy to do. This isn't easy to do. I ain't got money to keep putting in this commissary. I don't have it. So I don't know the lifeline of how long this is going to continue. That's just reality. That's all. At the end of the day, I can't finance that. I'm just continue doing my shows. That's all. It is what it is. I'm not going to trip on it. But it's a unique, exclusive thing that you're not going to see from the mob rat channels. You're not going to see. They're not going to interview imprisoned gangsters because they're known rats. These guys are known rats. Why would they ever interview a guy doing life? So you're only going to get it from this little channel right here. That's all. You're only going to get it from this little channel. Why would they do an interview with a guy from prison? Well, it's very obvious. You got one testifying in front of the Senate Committee on Organized Crime, and Sammy the Bull. You all know his story. Why would they care? So that's that, folks. Hey, Buy Stocks, how's it going, buddy? Wyatt Earp. So I'm going to try to keep the ship rolling the best I can. And, I'd like to be more humanistic, but Angelo was like, nobody liked. What do you mean they didn't like me? Geez, that hurts my feelings decades later. He liked me. deep down he liked me because we're talking. We're talking. That's all. So that's that. So I'm gonna try to keep the ball rolling, and you know, he kind of. I'm in a little shock. Like I don't know. I try to process. You think about these things for years and years and years, and then it just sometimes it just escapes your mind. And then I do a channel, and then it just uh, breathes life back into it, and then these things pop up in your mind, and then you're trying to process things when you try to decompress, which yeah, years went on, and I just lived my regular life and everything, but it was stress. So um, what else can you say? uh, I have a small channel, but you're not going to get juice like that from your Mob 2 Mafia heroes. Why would them guys want to be in touch with a guy doing life in prison because somebody ratted on them? Why would Mike Francis, who sat in front of the Senate Committee of Organized Crime and gave up everybody, why would he do an interview with a guy doing life in prison because somebody ratted on him? Why would Sammy the Bull do that? Obvious. You've seen 10,000 videos on Mob View, Mob Talk, Mob soap operas. You never see that because all your heroes are rats. All your Mafia heroes are rats. At the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, they're all rodent rats. There's no way around it. You can flip it, flop it, zig it, zag it. At the end of the day, they talk about all this stuff, Mike F and Sammy, they talk about all this, and they weren't even then they ratted. It was on speed rat, of course. Yeah, they both went in front of the Senate. Yeah, Sammy the Bull, the well publicized one. Yeah, Mob Rats won. Thank you for stressing that. But of course, people knew about the Sammy the Bull Gravano, and then he did the interview with Diane Sawyer that was world, recognized internationally. But all the Mike Francis fans and defenders, where are they now? They don't even come in my comments anymore. Where are all you Mike Francis loyalists? That's irrefutable, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. It's irrefutable. Where's all the defenders? Oh, well, the truth serum's just talking about this and talking about that and everything else. No, the government, he's right there. It's on footage. Google it. Look it up on YouTube. Mob Facts showed it. So all those little Mike defenders, yeah, with all that hype and all that bull crap, and then it goes unnoticed, unrecognized, unrecognized that guys like Ange are doing life in prison because of rats like these Mob Tube heroes, because of rats that are hustling YouTube for every penny, and but the reality of it is they were rats, and what about the people they ratted on? They just ride off into the sunset and die in prison. So, that's all you can say on it, But I appreciate the people that come in here, try to help Ange as much as I can, but I can't do it. He'll be screaming. I'm just trying to catch him to get so you guys can hear some of this stuff because it's rare stuff. That's all. It's rare stuff. You're not going to see on all your Mob Tube hero stuff. You're not going to hear that from rats. This is the guy that they ratted on. This is the guy. This is the example that's eating ramen noodles. He's eating ramen noodles. And these other people are selling their socks and underwear that were rats. What a compare and contrast. These other two, Mike and Sammy, they did what they did, and they couldn't just ride off into the sunset and live their lives out. No, what do? Well, they were so used to cooperating with the government, they just went onto social media. No scruples. No scruples. You know, that's what we have. So thank you, sad boy Maz. Uh thank you. You helped me out before. Thank you. Thank you, Russ, man. My Brett's won. They won't come because this is real. Yeah, I got a small channel, but I'm not trying to hype or anything, but you guys are catching something that MobTube is consisted of the rats that have immunity. They have immunity. So we'll just keep pumping. That's all. Yeah. Why don't Mike and Sammy put some thousands into these old timers commissary? Why don't they? Making all this money, so greedy at old age, got tons of money everywhere. And you claim to be a Christian too. How about sending the guy 500 in his commissary for the damage when you were doing speed rat in front of the Senate? How about where's your Christianity? Where's this guy that's got the church? Where's this Mike with this Christianity and all that? Where's all that Christianity? While he's hugging the son of Sam, selling, behind selling and merchandising, while he's hugging the son of Sam. He's got his supporters hypnotized. Does anybody ever stop and forget about the awe and the entertainment and all that and the interesting stories? But does anybody ever look at things humanistic and go, well, yeah, that was a good story, Mike and Sammy, but while you're making all this money, we do realize you were rats. Well, how about doing something for the people doing time in prison? How about doing something like that while you're claiming to be a preacher and giving sermons on your show? You're running out of stories of all that recycled stuff, Mike. You're running out of, it's all recycled gibberish at this point. So what are you going to do? I don't know if that's him or not, but what are you going to do? Poor guy. All right. So, yeah, you guys want legitimate stuff. You want real stories. Some people like a little bit of both, storytelling and everything. Everything's on my channel is alleged. Everything is alleged on my channel. That's it. Whatever is whatever. Everything on my channel is alleged. So, yeah, that's it, folks. I think we've handled that, and I appreciate the support. My Brad comes in, hit that like button. I got a good ratio, of course. We're number one. This little channel's number one in the like button to views ratio. We're number one. This little old channel with the crooked light. So that's it, folks. I appreciate your support in any fashion. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep throwing down. We'll all rise up, be in a better place mentally and emotionally and in your vocations. Don't give up. Sometimes something negative can turn out to be positive. So you got to keep throwing. Believe in yourself. Okay. So that's all there is to it. Tune in again. And when I get word from Angelo and I could catch him doing a live stream, I'll inform you again. Let the world bless you. Have a great day.